It is cold out here this morning, but stunning all at the same time. Look at the frost on those trees. And the frost on their whiskers. Good morning, Bubba. You got frosty whiskers. On such frosty mornings, one of the morning jobs is to go around and crack open the water troughs. Now, what do you mean crack open the water troughs? Let me show you. Solid water. So, I might have to put you down for a minute. So the animals can drink. Oh, goodness. Look at that. See how thick it is. Oh, goodness. Just a wee bit thick for the animals to crack open on their own. How gorgeous are frosty mornings. Hello, welcome to my channel Patchy Pony Stitcher. My name's Mel and this is a channel about cross stitching and what I've been up to since my last update. So this is Flosstube number 19 and it's the 29th of July 2019. So welcome. If you're returning, thanks so much for stopping by, and if you're new, I hope there's something here that to your liking. It's been cold, we're in the middle of winter. It's been frosty, as you've just seen in my intro. So glad that we're sort of on the outside now of winter, heading into spring. Well, nearly. We can fantasize about it anyway. We've probably got more cold weather to come. But it has been chilly and frosty. A little bit of snow, not where we are, but there's been snow around the area. It's been a while since I've done an update. I've been busy. The kids have been on school holidays, and when you've got teenage boys, shooting a YouTube video with them around, not a good idea. So I've had to wait while they've headed back off to school. And I've also, my eldest has had an ACL replacement that he got an injury during a football game, so he's been off home as well while recovering from surgery. So again, not going to be doing Flosstube while he's been around. And then when they finally get back to school, I had to go work and do some training, which meant I was full-time. I'm a part-time worker, so I had to be at work full-time for 2 weeks. So again, Flosstube took a back-end break while I was having to be at work, so that was a bit of a pain, and the stitching didn't get as much attention over those 2 weeks. So I'm back into it now that everything is back into routine. So yay, love routine, and I love my time at home. So today I haven't got any finished objects, but I've got lots of work in progress to show you. I have a giveaway during the video sometime, and I've got to announce my winner from my Flosstubersary birthday. And I had my birthday too, so that kept me busy. And thank you everyone that sent some lovely messages via Flosstube and also with cards. It was really lovely. So thank you very much to those special people that reached out and said happy birthday. I appreciate that. So what have I got to show you to begin with will be my Prairie Romance. And I've learnt a new trick. I've been busy trying to do this. I can actually put a photo now into my video, so I am so pleased about that, so I don't have to pause and stop and edit everything together. So I'm really happy with that. So I'm going to show you where I was with my Prairie Romance. So this one is my oldest and my largest whip. I've been working on this since June 2018, so it's over 12 months old now. Now this one is on a frame, so I do actually have to pause and put a video in here because it's too hard to show you otherwise. So I'll pop my video of my progress of Prairie Romance in here now. I haven't quite completed another row on Prairie Romance. Another 300 stitches to go because that's a row and a half because of the page break. So I'm into my third page on this one and I'm just loving the way it's coming along. I really enjoy spending time on this one with the parking and the confetti in it. So this is a relaxing stitch. It's a long, lengthy one. I'm not in any hurry to finish it and I'm really happy with how that is coming along. So that's Prairie Romance. Loving how Prairie Romance is coming along. It's a nice relaxing stitch for me. It is a little bit difficult when you can't see things come, like little motifs appearing straight away. So you've just got to be patient to have the picture come out at you. And then when you stand back, that's when you see the progress. So when you're working up close to it, it's just popping colours in. It's just working on it and enjoying the actual method of stitching. But when you actually stand back and look at it, you're like, oh yeah, I can actually see what I've done and the picture coming to life, which is fabulous. The next project or work in progress that I'm going to show you is my Oz by Aury TM. So this is what the finished project will look like. And now this pattern is out of print. It is hard to find. This is where I was last time. And this is where I am now. So it's getting bigger. So what I've added in since you saw it last, I've finished off the wreath for the Good Witch, the White Witch. Did some more of the Yellow Brick Road. And I've got a bit of an error here. I put Toto too far away, so I've actually got to do some fill in here now that I've popped the little bit of road in there. So this is on, what is it? It's a even weave opalescent fabric by Sparklies. I'm going to give you a close-up of that dress because I love the variegation in Dorothy's dress. So loving how this is coming along. I'm going to have to do a little bit of adjustment in it because all this here is like 10 stitches too far over, but I wasn't going to unpick it. So this is done predominantly with DMCs, but I do have some variegated threads in there and some, is there any Krynic? Oh yes, just a little bit in Dorothy's shoe down the bottom to make that sparkly. So that's my Aury TM Oz. If you do manage to find any of her patterns, snag them up because they're really hard to find. And if you like Quaker, they're fabulous. So that's my Aury TM. The next one I'm going to show you is the progress that I've been doing on the Little Red Barn. So this was a Mania start and I didn't get a great deal done on it, so I'll just pop in where I was last time. So the way I work my stitching is that I'm a part of a Shell McKinney's Daily 30 group and we have weekly challenges. It's sort of a little bit like Magical Stitches, but probably the projects are like, we're only put up, each challenge is sort of like 100 stitches, which for me is manageable. I can sit down and put 100 stitches in one sitting and tick off the little box. So I'm really enjoying these little challenges, which just keep the variety going, because it depends on what the challenge is as to what project I pick up. So Prairie Romance came in for, I did about 3 or 4 different challenges for that one. Aury TM's My Oz got some, and this one was to stitch on a red barn. So lucky for me, I had a little red barn ready to go. So I've popped in the barn for that one, and I really should, what I'm going to do is try and keep a few that I work on predominantly for these challenges, so I can get some finishes done from all my mania starts. So I'll go through my list, or my projects in a list of order, to try and keep there's more work on others rather than 100 stitches on that and 100 stitches on that. If I can use one project for multiple challenges, that's even better, because it means I get more work done. So that will be my small that I work on predominantly. The next one I've got is in one of my own project bags, which I've been making. Lots of fun, actually. I'm surprised how, for me, I'm not a sewer. So the fact that I actually can put a project bag together was, oops, I flashed a chart, sorry. So what I've got in this one is my Celtic Santa. Now this is a Mill Hill kit, and I haven't beaded before. I started this one in Mania, and it was, when I bought the chart off a D-Stash, it was pre-started, but I'm still using it as a new start for me. Now this is on perforated paper, so I'll pop in, this is where I was before. And this is where I'm up to now with my Celtic Santa. And I actually quite like working on the perforated paper. The only painful part is that when you poke your needle through, and because the holes are quite large on the paper, sometimes the needle drops out before you can pop your hand around the back to pull it through, or to pull it up. So you have to use a larger needle for this. So I've nearly finished the actual stitching part of it. I've only really got his face and hair to do. I'm not really looking forward to the beading. I don't know how I'm going to do that, but I won't know until I actually just start and give it a crack. Yeah, so the Celtic Santa, I'd like to get that one finished obviously for Christmas, which is very achievable considering I've only got that much left to go. So he was done, he got a few challenges in. I'm going to start counting after this video. I'll start recording in my book how many stitches I put in each project, so I can say, well, this has had 300 stitches in it, 400, etc. So this chart did come with all the packets of beads. Like, I guess for people that do mirabilias, these little packets, you're like, oh, is that all? But for me, that's quite intimidating. I'm like, oh my gosh. I just hope, yeah, it doesn't sit on the back burner and stay there just because it's a bit scary and something new. So that is my Celtic Santa. The next project I'm going to show you is in my Taryn Outlander bag. I love Outlander, and Taryn custom made this bag for me. And then I popped a little sword on as the zipper finder. Love my Outlander bag. So what have I got in this one? This one is my Plum Street Sampler Yellow Polka Dot Bikweenie. I love dash hounds. Haven't owned one ever, still love them. So this is where I was up to before. And this one's still on my Q-snap. And this is where I'm up to now. Now during Mania, I loved working on this 20 count Ada. It's really nice and soft, and it's lovely to work with. However, I did make, well, I don't know if it's a mistake, but I did 2 over 1. And then as I started to do, and that was with the words, was doing 2 over 1. But as I started doing the bits where you're doing groups of stitches, I found that 2/1 was probably a bit bulky. If I can show you. I don't know if it's, I still haven't finished it, but I'm half tempted to continue on just doing 1/1, but I don't know if it'll be obvious. So if you've done that, can you let me know, and whether say stick with 2/1 or change it up, do a bit of 1/1 in there, because I really like this pattern and I want to take it away to the Plum Street Sampler Retreat in November. So I don't want it looking like rubbish, I want it to look really nice. So that's my yellow polka dot bikweenie, and I really, so I got the flower in, and we had to do, I think it was pink stitches on that one. So loving that one. And I'll show you something else I made. So I had some scraps left over from my project bags. Now this is a bit of a mess to show you, but I just threw together like one of these floss holders with just some tartan for my Outlander theme. But yeah, it's not like perfect or anything, but it's certainly good to be able to throw that into your project bags and hold all your threads and flosses all together. So when I'm working on it, I'm not digging around in my bag for each floss. I just pull my card out and away I go. And it fits perfectly in my bag with my chart and Q-snap. So that's my yellow polka dot bikweenie. Oops, and I've dropped a floss. Okay, so the next one I've got to show you is Winter Squirrel. No, is it Winter Squirrel? One moment. Sorry, I put the bag too far away. Blue flower, yes, Winter Squirrel. Blue flowers, Winter Squirrel. So this is where I was up to before. And this is where I'm up to now. So this is on a even weave fabric that I dyed myself. And as you can see, we've got a bit of progress there, a little bit uninteresting, I guess, at this point in time of the chart. But that was a great one to fill in like some challenges. I think I got 3 or 4 challenges with my Winter Squirrel chart. So these are the DMC conversions that are part of the chart, of the pattern. So that one's just kept in a laptop bag. But again, with waste fabric, I've made like another floss buddy that just slides straight in there. So that's my Winter Squirrel, which I'm enjoying that one too. I really like the blue flower charts. They're really pretty and I can't wait to do some more work on it. So the next one that I'm going to show you is Hawk Run Hollow. Now this is a long term piece. I'm going to show you where I was last time. Now before Mania, I did say that this piece had started to wear me down a little bit. So I was going to put it away, and I'm only using it for challenges. I'm not using it for free stitching time. It's still on the back burner a little bit, but I do try to pick it up where I can put in the challenges. So this is where I'm up to now. So what I've done is I've begun the sun. I had a challenge where we had to do something about the sun. I've begun a cow because we had to do something about food. I've done a bit of a tree. I've done a fisherman with a hat on, and I've done a stream with some fish in it. Now, what I want to show you is this stream. I am so wrapped about this colour and how the water looks on it. Isn't that so pretty? And I'm really happy with it. And I just went over, like so, full crosses and in a horizontal line, as you can see. Now this floss, which I'll just grab, is one that, so when I was in Thailand, I came across this shop that just had hanks of white cotton, and this is a mess because I've been pulling it out and using it for this project. So it's sort of, this is a light one that I've dyed, a light blue, and so I've just cut it into lengths, and then I dyed it with leftover dye after I'd been doing some fabric dye. So this is the colour of the water, and it doesn't look overly variegated. It's all a mess, I do apologise, but when you pull this out, it's not DMC quality. It's a little bit more, not thinner, but it feels a little bit rougher. But look at the colouring. I just put this in there to see how it would go, and I'm so impressed with the variegation. So I will certainly be doing some more of floss dyeing just with leftover dye after I've done some fabrics. So I'll use, and hopefully I'll get the same result when I do some sky at some point in time with the lighter colour. If I can get that type of variegation with this, I'm hoping I'll get the same cloudy with that lighter blue. So now I have been using Wonder Clips because this is a long piece of fabric, huge, and that's still got half of that folded up. So this is on a 16 count tea-dyed Ada, and I wanted it to look like a Hessian sack that you found out in the barn, because this is a Farms from Hawk Run Hollow. So I'm really happy with how the fabric's come up. It looks grungy and dirty, but I'm not going to pull out as you can see, my back. So really happy with how that's coming along. But again, it's going to be a slow project. I'm not in any hurry with that one because I am liking taking my time, because it gives me time to think about it and do small changes to personalize it. So as I'm doing it, I just pop things in that work for our farm and our home. So that is my Hawk Run Hollow. The next one, my last work in progress to show you today, is my Hello Pumpkin. Now this is a mystery cell, so I'll show you a photo of where I like my new trick. This is where let me start that again. I'm going to put in a photo here of the mystery pumpkin cell. This is one from this is Caterpillar Cross Stitch Mystery Cell. So there's 3 pieces of the project released so far, and this is where, actually I'll show you where I was last month when I did my update, and this is where I am now with Hello Pumpkin, and I'm loving the colours. I really didn't think that'd be me, but on this fabric, so this is again a hand, I dyed this one myself, and this is a 14 count Ada, just using some brown and purple Rit dye just to give it a moody autumn look rather than just being on a tan or a cream. And I love this owl. And people talk about when they've got pieces that when they look at it reminds them of a particular event in their life, and I do a lot of stitching at home, so like on holidays and stuff I don't generally take my stitching with me, but this particular piece I took with me into the hospital when my son had his ACL repaired, and there was a lot of waiting time while he was in surgery and recovery, and I virtually completed this whole part here with the owl, and I just love this owl and the detail. And every time I look at it now, I'm like, oh, I did that when Harry was in hospital. So I understand now when people say how they can attach an event in their lives to a piece that they worked on. But loving how that's coming along. There's going to be a fox in here, which I'm looking forward to doing. But I will leave him until I've done all the leaves and other little motifs like I did with the owl. I did everything around the owl, and then I popped the owl in last and really enjoyed that. So that's Hello Pumpkin by Caterpillar Cross Stitch. You can still join up and do the sale. It's still available. Once it's fully released, then you can just buy the whole chart. But at the moment we're getting, I think it's got another 2 months to go, which will be the 2 sort of top halves of the tree. But love how that's looking. And unfortunately when I finish it, it'll probably be springtime, so it'll get framed and put away until autumn. So loving that one. So that's all my whips that I've been working on. I can't even guesstimate how many stitches I've done. So next video I'll be able to tell you I've put 400 into this or 1,000 into there, and to just give you a gauge of a bit better of how much work's gone into each of those. Now, happy mail. I've been a lucky girl. A very lucky girl indeed. A viewer of mine who won a giveaway, Natalie, sent me a little thank you for a chart that I posted out to her, and we've been corresponding back and forth, which is really lovely. So Natalie sent me as a little thank you a beautiful card. Like, isn't that just a gorgeous? And a lovely note inside, some Christmas charts, some finishing felt, 2 Christmassy DMCs, and some finishing Christmas ribbon as well. So thank you, Natalie. It was so nice to get an unexpected package in the mail like that. And then she also sent me a birthday card as well. So it's lovely. It really is. It warms my heart and makes my day. So thank you, Natalie. I also got a lovely gift, a chart posted from Colette. I can't show you. She gave me sent me a horse chart, but I haven't started stitching it as yet, and the chart is the chart only, so I really can't show you, but it is beautiful and it will go into my mania for next year. So thank you, Colette. I love it, and I look forward to stitching this one. It's a sort of a silhouette of a horse with a floral pattern throughout the horse, a little bit like my tribal horse that I did at the end of last year. So that would have been one that I would have liked to have done for myself, but it's a big project. So I might do this one as my mania for next year for my horsey little project. Now, I've also been a lucky girl as far as giveaways go. During mania, I spent a lot of time watching Flosstube, so therefore I saw more videos, commented more times, and entered more drawings. And yeah, I happened to be lucky. So I'll show you what I have won. So from Cynthia Brewer, take her address out. I won the Welcome Spring chart. Isn't that just adorable? So that's by Brenda Gervais. And I love that. I love the blue eggs in the cart that the sheep is pulling along. So that will certainly be stitched up this coming spring. Get that back in the plastic. Then from Kayla at the Hufflepuff Stitcher, I won the Wool Whimsy chart from Hands On Design. Isn't that adorable? I just love that little primitive, I think she's an angel. Yes, Angelica, an angel. And Kayla sent me a beautiful card too with a lovely note in it. So that was another lucky giveaway win. And then I got a Diana bag. Diana had a little giveaway before she did her Christmas in July sale. She did ask for suggestions on a hashtag for her sale, and I suggested Christmas in July, and she wanted to use that hashtag. So so she sent me a project bag with some goodies in it. So a lovely card from Diana. Some threads that are always ones that you're going to need and use. So a handful of DMCs. And this gorgeous little floss ring holder and cards. I just don't want those to slide off my lap. So the cards have got 2 holes in them each, and there's probably about 10 there, and it hangs all together. They are really sweet. Thank you, Diana. And of course, her It's You I Like chart. So I'll have to do a few of those and get them out. And then also a homespun elegance chart, which is, what's it called? Santa Arrives Tonight. Isn't that sweet? I haven't done many Christmas ornaments, so I'll look forward to doing that one. And I guess that's what all the whites, the whites for, with all that full coverage there. So that was beautiful and really appreciated. So I now have a Diana bag. And it's my first Christmas themed bag also. So no doubt I'll keep the little chart in that one as well. Okay. Next, last video I talked about, I showed you a photo of my exchange piece that I was sending along to Betty at Created to Create. Betty was holding an exchange in a bee theme, a Be Joyful exchange. And I showed you a photo because, of course, I sent it off without taking a video of it, typically. And I also included a project bag that I had made on one of my first batches of project bags. And Donna Ray was the recipient of my exchange. And she enjoyed receiving that, and I hope she's putting that project to good use. So if you're watching today, Donna Ray, I'm really pleased that you enjoyed it, and a big hello to you. So I received my exchange, and the creator of this was Anne Robbins from she's got the Dying to Stitch shop, which is a local needlework shop where Betty is. And oh my gosh, this arrived 2 days before my birthday, and oh, it was so lovely. And I don't know, no one's ever really made something like this for me, so I was so tickled because I know how much work goes into this. So I got a little pair of scissors, isn't that gorgeous? And a scissor fob. Whoop. How adorable is that? And it's filled, I think it's filled with poly beads, and it's got a little charm on it, and on the back it's got some beautiful matching fabric, but it is so adorable. I was so happy when I received that. And in the package, Betty included from Donna Ray's farm some beeswax. And it actually says you can use this for quite a few things as well as stitching, which is interesting because I haven't used beeswax before. Even though we've got bees, we don't actually harvest the wax part of it. And she also included some beautiful postcards and a needle minder, which I just love. Stitching is a lifestyle. Just love it. Isn't that gorgeous? That's my cat Levi that you can hear. And he will keep doing that until I get up and let him out. So, and it all came beautifully packaged in a gift, like all wrapped up. Oh, it was like it was a birthday present. It was just amazing. So thank you, ladies, and thank you, Betty, for organising such an awesome exchange. Like, I know this all takes time to organise people and then send off the packages when they come to you. So really appreciate it. I'm going to have to pause and let Levi out, otherwise you'll be listening to a cat meowing for the rest of the video. So bear with me for one moment. Such a lucky girl receiving such lovely gifts and giveaways. So I'm now going to do my giveaways. I'm not announcing the winner of the birthday one just yet. So this is a magazine type of, similar to what Bendy Stitchy does. So they'll be tri-folded. If you don't like magazines pulled out of charts, please don't enter. But otherwise, what I'm going to offer you today is one called A Walk in the Woods. And this is by Cross Stitch Crazy. And this has 3 charts of these 3 woodland animals. So we've got an otter, a squirrel, and a skunk, I think that is it? Otter, badger, and a squirrel. Whoopsies. So if you would like to win the woodland animals, just say I'd like to stitch in the woods. We'll just put woods in a sentence. The next one I have is also from Cross Stitch Crazy. And this is a Noah's Ark scene, which is really sweet for a children's bedroom. I don't think it's a dated one at all. It's quite cute. So if you'd like to stitch Noah's Ark, pop Noah's Ark into a sentence. Isn't that cute? I love the little giraffes there. They're really, really sweet. And the third one I have is from a magazine. It's more of a craft magazine. It's not predominantly stitching. It's more a quilting magazine, but they do have other crafts in it. And this one, it's called The Apple Orchard. And I really like that. I think that's really nice and simple. And I actually got this magazine twice, so I'm keeping one of the copies for myself, and I was going to give this one away. And it's got all the different apples, so you could actually personalize it with apples that you enjoy. So if you'd like to stitch The Apple Orchard, just pop apples into a sentence so I can search for comments. So those 3 will be tri-folded. This one is actually a cardstock chart. So this one I'll pop into an A4 envelope, and I'm happy to post anywhere in the world. I didn't mention it before, so if you're new, I'm in Australia. But if you want to enter any of the giveaways, by all means, you're more than welcome to. I'm happy to do that. Please don't say giveaway in the comments, just pop the keywords into a sentence. So the next one this will be the final one for this video, is Elizabeth's design, Love Grows Here. So it's a nice little, again, apple sampler actually, as it turns out. Is that going to focus? So a sweet little sampler there that you can personalize. It does say Love Grows Here, and you can put 2 names, so it's sort of like an anniversary sampler in a way, but you could certainly change that up just to suit what you needed. And that one's, has it got a date on it? 1999. So 20 years old, but still very lovely. So if you'd like to win that, just pop something about love in your sentence, and that'll be the keyword. Okay, so my final bit for today is my giveaway from last video. So it was my Flosstube anniversary, and it was also my birthday. So I had gifts that I wanted to give you. And my question was, so I explained that on my 40th birthday, which wasn't this one, I had a dress up theme for my party, and everybody dressed up in that theme. So if you were to have a theme for a special birthday, what would you do? And it was so much fun reading all the comments. I'd have an 80s party, Alice in Wonderland, fantasy, magical, high tea was a popular one. Even someone had an Outlander one, which I'd be coming to that if Jamie's there. 4th of July, Star Trek, candy, and many, many more different ones. But the winner, who I have not yet advised, and I like to not put comment before I put the video up, so I'm not going to comment for about 2 weeks on your post, just so it gives you the chance to watch the video and see if you're the lucky winner. So I'm going to pop in here now the winner. I did it through the random comment generator on YouTube, so I'll pop that in here now for you. Okay, so Carlene, if you are the winner, you'll need to message me below with your address. So for those who have forgotten or those who didn't see the last video, what did Carlene win? Well, let me show you. So there was a project bag that I made with some skull candy skulls on the back. So this is one of my first attempts. So Carlene, it won't be perfect, but I'm sure you'll get some use out of that one. It also included the Primitive Hair Yule Queen chart that I purchased off Bendy Stitchy. So this has been from Keepsakes. Michelle Bendy stitched it, and it also includes a conversion for her colours. And then I will pass it on to you, Carlene. I'm also including a Lizzie Kate Flip It, the St. Patrick's one, which I finished back around St. Patrick's Day. So I'll include that for you, Carlene. And some fabric. So, no, not and, some fabric as well. So we've had two, you've got the choice, Carlene, remember, we have some even weave that I dyed myself. It's quite a nice, decent piece too, Carlene. So there's that size. So you'll need to comment for me below in your email with your address whether you prefer the even weave or the 14 count Ada, which I also hand dyed myself. So just let me know what you'd prefer out of those two. Also including in the package for you a tote bag so I work for Qantas, the Australian airline, and we recently had some retro tote bags released. So I snagged one of these for my giveaway, and it's got a zipper, so great for going to retreats. So it's rather cute, I thought. And Carlene, if you're not from Australia, I will include some Tim Tams for you. So that was my giveaway, which was lots of fun, and loved reading all the different type of theme parties. So if you're looking for party ideas, check out my last video and check out everybody's comments. There's some great ideas there if you want to hold a themed birthday. So that's all from me, guys. Actually, I've got one more thing that's not cross-stitch related. It's just a little tidbit that I'd like to share with you. As I mentioned at the beginning of my video, I've been doing some training at work, and I work in a call centre for the airline doing reservations. And we did some training this last fortnight, and we're now taking, I guess you could say, what we call customer care, so complaints and lost baggage. And it surprises me how, I know people get emotional with things like lost baggage and if there's been a delay, but when you're complaining to someone over the phone, just remember that it's not their sole fault that something bad has happened. And yelling and screaming at people, whether it's someone on the phone, whether it's your teleco company or your power people or your subscription TV, yelling at people because you're not happy really isn't cool, people. And I know us crafty, Flosstube people are probably not the type to do that anyway. But it really, at the end of the day, yelling at people because you're not happy is not how we treat people. You wouldn't go to the supermarket and yell at a checkout chick a checkout operator, if she accidentally priced something twice. You'd just point it out nicely and she'd fix it for you. So when you are seeking assistance from companies and people, just remember that they're doing their job. They're there to help you. They're not there to be abused and yelled at. So I've experienced some tough phone calls in the last couple of weeks of passengers that aren't happy, and before I even get the chance to tell them I want to help them, they're already yelling at me down the phone. And it is hard to take. If I'm having a bad day, that makes it worse. And if I'm having a good day, it quickly turns into a bad day. So, and I'm not insinuating that the Flosstube community are the type of people to do that, but pass it along to family and friends. We're all people, we're all trying to do a job, and we all want to go home at the end of the day knowing that we've done the best we possibly can. So with that, I'll sit now. Actually, I won't be back in for 6 weeks. I think there was 6 weeks in between this video and my last. I will be back much sooner. So until then, guys, take care.